God, I was so nervous I wasn't going to cry, and here we are. Um, Everything Monica touched turned to gold. No matter what she did, no matter who she was talking to, no matter what event it was, what random project I asked her to do, um, it turned to gold. And I was lucky enough to work with her for 7.5 years. And in that time, she was my right hand every single day. More often than not, she was also my left hand. She was one of those special people that you were just blessed to work with. She helped build the most incredible team of program managers at Cal CPA. And anybody that is active in your chapter, you know how wonderful this group of people is. And Monica, either she hired most of them, or she trained them, or she mentored them, or she was a mom and a friend and a confidant to them. And it was infectious. Everyone then did that for each other on the team. She made that happen. I was just lucky to work next to her every day. And every time I talk to her, I look at her family around the room, and she was so proud. Every single time she talked about her family and her kids and her husband and her siblings and her mom, she glowed. And she was so proud. And she always smiled ear to ear every time she was talking about you guys. So you just have to know that that impact that you had on her, it impacted everything she did at Cal CPA and who she was to the rest of us every single day. I think it was Shelby that said, we were having a team meeting, we were talking about Monica, and Shelby said that we all have a guardian angel on our shoulders now. And that couldn't be more true. She will be missed, but never forgotten. And we have a video that we're going to show. It's about a 5-minute tribute video that shows Monica's life and light and happiness and love. So, and after the video, we'll have a few other speakers. So I hope you take a minute and get to know Monica the way we all.
It must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. You were content to let me shine. That's your way. You always walk a step behind. So I was the one with all the glory. whatever, near and far and always and everywhere. And if you say you love me forever, never stop, never, whatever, near and far and always and everywhere. And if you say you love me forever, never stop, never, whatever, near and far and always and everywhere. And everything. I love you, always, forever, near and far, closer together everywhere. I will be with you, everything I will do for you. I love you, always, forever, near and far, closer together everywhere. I will be with you, everything I will do for you. I love you, always, forever,
Monica!
Yes, yes, yes. We're gonna roast you so bad. No, no. So I don't know if everybody knows that Monica has celebrated her 20th anniversary with Cal CPA in September. September 1, so 20 years. That's awesome.
Well, Nick, now hopefully most of you see why members of the Inland Empire chapter, we call Monica the heart and soul of the Inland Empire, and that she was. And I just want to be very brief and just tell you a quick story. Hopefully, most of you can remember walking into a meeting for the first time, a large group of people and not knowing anyone there. And that happened to me years ago. During my first Cal CPA meeting, I walked into the meeting. It was around 3:30 p.m. I didn't know anybody at Cal CPA. I worked in business and industry, and I wanted to be around some new CPAs, so I signed up for this meeting, and I walk in not knowing what to expect. And greeting me with the warmest and most welcoming smile was Monica Thompson. She made me feel so at ease. She made me feel comfortable. She made me feel welcomed. And that's extremely important. And because of that first meeting, I rose through the chapter and through the state, and I became chair of Cal CPA, and Monica Thompson was a big part of that. She started my career. She made me feel comfortable, and she let me know that Cal CPA was a place for me. I just want to say thank you, Nick, for supporting Monica as she was so dedicated to spend a lot of her time to enriching the lives of us. I just want to say thank you to you and your family, and I love Monica. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Katie Vanderveen. I'm the president of the Inland Empire chapter. And for many years, for a lot of us, Monica was the face of the Inland Empire chapter. Her smile and infectious laugh was the first thing to greet you at all the Cal CPA events. She made everyone feel welcome, as Kathy just mentioned. I too remember my very first Cal CPA event. I spent a lot of time at that check-in table because that's where I felt okay. I left that meeting with a seat on the Inland Empire's Financial Literacy Committee because that was Monica, always recruiting, always filling spots. As program manager for the Inland Empire chapter, she took care of us like family. We like to think we were the envy of all of Cal CPA because we had Monica. And even when she left the position to take on more opportunities with Cal CPA, she mentored Janessa and once again made sure we were taken care of. While on paper, Monica may be described as a professional colleague, in truth, she was a friend. She took an interest in your professional and personal life and provided great advice. I actually think Emily Koo said it best. We can honor the memory of Monica by being the Monica for someone else. Monica was a light for all of Cal CPA, and she'll be very sincerely missed.
Good morning. I'm Joanna Sweeney Salt, and I had the pleasure of knowing Monica for 20 plus years. And I'm honored today to share on behalf of the State Management of an Accounting Practice Committee. First, I want to thank Nick and Jessica and Joshua and family for sharing your lovely, lovely wife and mom and family member with us. She loved you guys so much. We knew all about you. She probably told us more than you wanted to share. And she really cared about us as well. Sorry, I'm not a pretty crier, so you're just gonna have to deal with the snot. Upon hearing about this terrible loss, the MAP committee Slack channel and email communications blew up. Here are some of the thoughts that were shared. I am still in shock and incredibly sad to have lost such a kind and wonderful person. I am very thankful for my time to work directly with her. She made an impact on my life. She was always so encouraging and kind and appreciative. She will be so missed by all. She was such a kind and generous person. I feel very fortunate to have worked with her all these years. She will be greatly missed. We were always warmly welcomed by Monica. She was a real gem. Really saddened by her passing. She was always so welcoming. I am very saddened to hear the news. Reading about Monica's passing hit me like a freight train. Monica welcomed me with open arms. She was so dedicated to our committee. Not seeing Monica's bright smile or hearing her laugh in the future is just really heartbreaking. We are grateful, lucky, blessed to have had her on the team supporting our MAP committee. Monica stands out for me as one of our finest. So sad about her passing. It hit home like a family loss. She treated us with exemplary care. It was as if the MAP committee is part of her family. She will be greatly missed. I am at a loss for words. What a sad loss for Monica's family and Cal CPA. A shocking loss to us all. I have been crying off and on all day. Monica was like a warm hug to me. I am so sad by the news, and I wish I could have seen her one more time to get one more real hug. We have lost a true treasure. We are so lucky to know her and for her to have been part of our life. These comments were edited because if I were to read all of them, we'd be here for about 5 hours. So in closing, I'd like to share some of my own thoughts. Monica, in a world that could be dark, you were a bright light. In a world that could be negative, you were always positive and led with laughter. In a world that could be ugly, you brought beauty and joy. In a world that could be discouraging, you brought encouragement and instilled in us a spirit of hope. In short, we were but stones. Your light made us stars. You will always be the spirit of Cal CPA. Farewell, my friend. I will see you on the other side.
I just want to read some of the comments from the people online who are unable to be here, but also miss Monica. Jennifer Ziegler, rest in peace, sweet Monica, you will be missed. Beautifully put, Jill, lovely tribute to a lovely lady. And Gina DeRosa also echoes beautiful tribute. Thank you.
I don't know why they picked me because I cry at a Hallmark commercial. So just a couple of things about Monica. You've heard a lot of wonderful things here today so far, but she was always the first person that stepped up whenever there was a challenge and said, pick me, I want to help fix this problem. She was also one of the first people to say congratulations when we were successful in an effort as a group or as an individual. You heard that she was involved in chapters and with the MAP committee, but she was also really involved with her community and her local church. Cal CPA leadership and the Distinguished Service Award Committee, which I am chair of this year, wanted to do something to honor all of her unwavering commitment to our profession, the organization, and her community. And so we are happy to announce the formation of the Monica Thompson Benevolent Fund. Sorry. This fund is being established to provide assistance to Cal CPA community members, the people that work for our team and those that are involved, to help them in a time of financial crisis or in a natural disaster. We've already gotten a head start on the fundraising for this committee from commitments from both the Inland Empire chapter, the San Diego chapter, and the MAP committee. Thank you for being one of the first ones to step up. Also, the entire Distinguished Service Awards Committee has stepped up and said, put me on the steering committee so we can put this together and make it happen as soon as possible. We'll be providing more updates on how you all can participate in this effort. And please know that Monica's memory will live on and help CPAs in need in the future. Thank you.
When I started from at Cal CPA, Monica was such a support. We quickly grew very close and we worked together very closely for many years before she became my manager. I was the first person that she managed at Cal CPA, and she was a second mom. She was a mentor. She was a cheerleader, a confidant. She was Cal CPA. She was a fantastic person, and she'll be missed.
Hi, everyone. I'm gonna have to crack some jokes to get through this. I don't know if you noticed in one of the slideshows, there was a picture of all of us. We did a paint night as a team building, and it was in March of last year, right before the pandemic hit. And we went back to the Burlingame office the next morning with these paintings that we didn't want to check with us in our luggage. So Monica and Colin and I and a few other people went and hid our paintings in people's offices who weren't in the office that day. And then a few days later, everything shut down. So on September 7th, when people go back to the Burlingame office, somebody will have a wonderful Monica Thompson original waiting for them in their office. And I can't remember who it is, but whoever it is, we hope that you keep it forever and ever. So I've been with Cal CPA 5 years, which is only one Monica year. And I really hope to, be with Cal CPA for like 4 Monica years. But I want to thank Rich and Jill and the executive team and the board for including this in the agenda. Some people said some really great things today, and I want to close things out with a really great verse that was given to us that's really fitting. So bear with me, and then we'll go celebrate and eat. The angels looked down from heaven one night. They searched for miles afar, and deep within the distance, they could see a shining star. They knew that very instant that the star was theirs to gain. So they took you up to heaven forever to remain. Looking down on us from heaven, keep us free from hurt and pain. You'll always be within our hearts until we meet again. Cheers to Monica.
I'm not going to go back up to the podium, but everyone take whatever time you need. That was a beautiful tribute. Thank you to everybody. Take whatever time you need, and lunch will be next door whenever you're ready.